I told my fans I would do this midstream, and they were like, "Yeah, do it." I'm doing a Commander collection show and tell, I guess. So here we are. It's all in this bag with glow in the dark tape all over my deck boxes. So it looks cool at night. I got altogether 9 decks right now. 2 of them are unsleeved. And I got them organized by color. Well, not by color, but they're alphabetical on these boxes. And yeah. So we're going to start off with the memeiest deck. And this is the last deck I just put together. This is Kina. This is the Shu Gourmet. What happens with this is whenever you create a token, create a frog. This is unsleeved because I have to sleeve it soon. Next time I get paid, I'm getting more sleeves. Got some really neat forests in here. I'm not going to go through the full deck, but I'm going to go over a couple fun cards in here.
Okay, Debbie.
Some fun cards in here, I'd have to say. I threw some Tyrannid stuff in here that I didn't put into my Yedras deck that you're going to see later because it was better off in this deck and I needed good stuff to do. I needed good stuff in this deck. So we got like Tyrannid Evasion, create a number of green Tyrannids, which you do that and you create a frog. So many things just allow you to create tokens in this deck. New Horizons. This allows you to double your mana, abundance, get more mana. Great things. Oh, I threw Toski in this deck because why not throw Toski in this deck? But that's enough about Kina Shu Gourmet. This is the second last deck I put together. And yeah, a lot of people hate the Eldrazi's. I'm sorry. I just really like them because they look cool. I'm not a dick or anything. This is an Eldrazi Super Friends deck. So like you don't got Titans in this deck. Alright, I don't play Titans in this deck. Breaker of Armies as crazy as it gets. But you got Eldrazi Mimic. I'd say the most fun thing about this deck and why I built it is because Jiru with eyes open. I play Ral, Stormcaller, Nicobolas, Karn, Liliana, Elminster, Obnixilis, Frasca. So, like, there's a lot of synergy here. It's basically Eldrazi Super Friends, as I said. Got a bunch of dual lands in here. I'm doing this in the order I built them last. So that would mean next deck I'm showing off is Ian Malcolm. Because this is sleeved. I got Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Chaos Decision. Contrary to what I wanted, there's only one dinosaur in here. Because I think Italia is a dinosaur wizard. If no, it's just an older dinosaur. But this is just a bunch of is it good stuff right here. Like Emperor Palmesia, just for fun. I also got Mercurial Chemister. That's a fun one. Pink Horror from the Warhammer set because I figured it would be really good in this deck. Chaos Mutation because Chaos Theory, why not? Shantoto. Gandalf the Grey. I moved Gandalf the Grey from my Spongebob deck into here because Gandalf the Grey is peak in this deck. But yeah, just some crazy shenanigans. You get to do so many is it stuff. Lots of the goal of this deck is to cast stuff from the top of your deck. It's kind of a slow burn play style, and it's not meant to be overtly aggressive. So this is one you can play with your friends, even though it's a blue deck. Also, it's kind of group huggy because Ian allows your ops to cast shit too. Now we go with Yedras. He's, I guess, one of the more competitive guys. I'm not the kind of guy to build him like Saki the same that everybody else builds him. I build him so that like me and my friends play Warhammer together because I got the Warhammer 40k decks from a friend and I was like, yeah, let's do a theme where I got Tyranids and of course 2 Final Fantasy cards. Omega Heartless Evolution and Sin Unending Cataclysm because fun. So another goal of this deck involves counters, putting counters on everything because it's fun. Counters on everything is fun. So some of my favorite counter generators in this deck aren't actually very expensive. We got Greenhouse, Atmospheric Greenhouse, puts counters on everything when it enters. We got Retreat to Kazandu, which has landfall, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. And plus, a lot of these Tyranids have Ravenous. Oh, and one more thing, because I just got the cool land of this Nesting Grounds, because Nesting Grounds allows you to distribute counters. Now we go to Golbez. Now, Golbez, I could have built Super Saki and just threw a whole bunch of high cost Eldrazi's in it. But that's not how I work. How I wanted to work this is I wanted to make this basically a tribal wizard artifact deck. So you got some fun stuff like Uthros Starship. You got a bunch of artifacts like classic ones, Hedron Archive, Millstone. Got Shiva, we got Necrogoyf, because this does put a lot of stuff in the graveyard. You got Arcanus, the Omnipotent. You got Tygam. You got Zandy. I'd say one of my favorite things in this deck is Puppeteer Click. This thing's insane. I'm not going to explain what it does, but search it up later. There's MH Selch. There's also 2 Ultimisias in here. And this is the only Saki thing this deck does. Is with Ultimisia. Oh yeah, and there's one more fun combo I'm explaining in a second. Where is the other Ultimisia? Okay, I'll just explain it. So the other Ultimisia, there she is. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 8 with 4 of it being black and blue mana, and exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, transform Ultimisia. She takes another turn. And that's an uncommon in the Final Fantasy set. Got some classic lands in here too. Consuming Vapors. We got Rona, Disciple of Gix in here. Deep Pull. Okay, now time for that fun combo in here, because I wanted to talk about the fun combo. This is a new card from Edge of Eternities called Requiem Monolith. And what this does is, until the end of turn, target creature gains whenever this creature dealt damage. You may draw that many cards. And then creatures controller may have this artifact deal 1 damage to it. Activate only as a sorcery. This guy, Archfiend of Spite. Whenever a source, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Never mind. There's a red artifact that does what I was thinking. I'm dumb. I just did that mid video. But yeah, I'll just tell you what he does anyways. It's when an opponent deals damage to him that you make your op sacrifice that many permanents. I fucked up there. It happens. Legendary mid collection video fuck up. Alright. Now time for Italian Tifa. This is the most Final Fantasy coded deck I have, because so much stuff is from Final Fantasy. You have Mural, Shield of Argyle, but literally everything else is so Final Fantasy coded. You got Zeldink, you got Alexander, which is Crystal Fragments, you got the Summons, you got Cloud. And you're probably wondering, why don't I run Cloud as the commander in this deck? The answer is Tifa's better. Diamond Weapon. I was debating throwing diamond weapon in my Kina deck, I have to get another one because that's way too good. Got some classic lands here. You got a whole bunch of Through the Ages stuff in here too. Because yeah, I I haven't I somehow don't have Final Fantasy forests. Oh yeah, this is the most important thing in here, Amy Rose, because this is basically a Voltron deck, and Amy Rose is perfect in these sort of Voltron style uh, decks. But yeah, I have 3 versions of Cloud in here. I have that ex soldier you saw, Planet's Champion, and Midgar Mercenary. I also have 2 different Barretts in here. I also have. This is very human tribally. So there's a lot of stuff that just goes along with humans, such as that one artifact that gives all creatures of a certain type +1/+1. Lots of creature tribal. Okay. These are taken out of this deck for when I want to play with friends because they don't want game changers. So Bullet Citadel and Braids are included in this deck as the maybe board, but this is the most competitive deck I have. This is Sepharoth, Fabled Soldier, and it's got some shit. It's got Drivnod, Carnage Dominus, which causes things that cause that are triggered by death triggers to happen twice. Gotta vote out because why not have that? This card final parting is one of the win conditions because it puts your Gravecrawler in the graveyard and your Warren Soul Trader in your hand. And unless you get Bojuka bogged or your graveyard exiled or a single card exiled, you got an infinite sack counter outlet right there. So, like, as I said, some of these are very Final Fantasy coded. This has some Final Fantasy coded things, such as, like, Balam Garden, which I'm glad that Command Beacon was a Balam Garden. I got Emmett Selch Ascian because why not have a through the Ages Karik as a good black outlet on this deck? I got Midgar City of Mako in here because that sacrifice thing is actually pretty good. Hunters, Bunt the Mark, Hirzu if it really good if you want to keep reviving things as skeletons. Priest Gix, CNC Galvis, and another Vincent. Lots of stuff that just lots of tutors in this deck too. This is meant to be a competitive deck. If you couldn't tell. There's a whole deck profile on this too. I'd say one of my favorite cards in this deck is Marvin, Murderous Mimic. And this is one of 2 Marvin Murderous Mimics I own. I want to throw him in more of these decks because Marvin Murderous Mimic is one of the best cards in the game. He has all the abilities, activated abilities of cards that don't share his name. Which is insane. And this deck is my only bracket 4 deck. Now, this is actually, you know what? This is also bracket 4, I guess. Mendicant Horog. You know what? Go ahead, roast me in the comments if you think my Sepharoth is CEDH. Mendicant Horog Guidelight. We got some fun cards in this deck. When I built this, was the second EDH deck I built this year, because I decided to get back into building EDH decks this year, because Yu-Gi-Oh was really biting the bullet, really biting the shitter there. So Mendicant, I saw this, I was like, ooh, that's a neat card. Double everything. So I got mana rocks galore in here. I got Golem's Heart, so I gain life. I got the Water Crystal and the Wind Crystal too, so I get their triggers. I got pre-release Halia, which I pulled from Edge of Eternity's pre-release I just bought. Edgar, we got Ultima. We got this card, Memnon. This dude is insane. You got I opted not to pick up an Aetherflux Reservoir because yeah. However, I do have Hope S time in here. So when I keep gaining life, I do keep milling people. And Absolute Virtue. Hot Soup is one of the best cards in this deck because it makes your Mendicant unblockable. Sure, any sort of deal 1 damage to this kills Mendicant, but I can't be too much of an asshole. Exalted Sunborn, because creating a bunch of tokens in this deck. Got, of course, the 2 monuments that make everything cheaper, but I'm not doing a deck profile on this. This is also, I'm also stating, if you couldn't see this, there's also a lot of Final Fantasy coded stuff in here too. You got Endwalker, you got Titus. So many Final Fantasy cards in here. Like the Regalia. Doubling the Regalia is one of the best things you could do in this. No, you can't double the Regalia. Attacking with the Regalia is one of the best things you could do in this deck. But you know what's even funnier? Is... Oops. Well, yeah, that's important in this deck. Deal 17 damage to everybody. Did that the other day. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? This is one of the best cards in this deck. He's probably hiding. There he is. Miles. AKA Tails. Tails plus the Regalia is funny. It's hilarious. Now, time for the last part of this video, and arguably the most expensive part of this video. Yes, don't judge me. A lot of these decks are expensive. And yeah. SpongeBob SquarePants. This deck, my friend group does not like, apparently. Well, One specific person in the friend group really doesn't like it. But literally, got a bunch of. This is the biggest Universes Beyond deck I have formulated and could formulate. We got Noctis, we got Sauron, Karazakar. We got a whole bunch of Deadpool stuff in here. Got 4 different Sepharoths. Got Kozilek. I played 2 Titans in this deck. I didn't even play the worst Titans, but I played my favorite Titans, and they don't like that I play. He doesn't like that I play 2 Titans. I play Ulamog and Kozilek because they're brothers. Also Mirrorbox. Mirrorbox is cool. We got Negan. We got the most expensive card in the deck. Chaos Emerald. Just rip it. Just kidding. 10th Doctor. Optimus Prime. Other Sephiroth. Like, literally. Crazy stuff. Also, yes. I got another copy of Emmett Selch Ascian for this deck. Because why not? Why not? Megatron. Muldrotha. Starscream. Mr. House, Dr. Eggman, Mr. Krabs, Squidward. Shadow. There's the Ulamog. Ramos. Okay, like maybe a few of these cards might make this seem like really competitive. I mean, I'm not that. Maybe. He really didn't like this card. This is the one thing I will point out. People don't like that there's a Massacre Worm Sepharoth. This Massacre Worm Sepharoth is insane. I almost got another one of these to make it as my black-blue commander, but I chose Goldz on principle that Sepharoth Planet's Air. It's just way too much. But yeah. Glenn. Zinnia for the pregnancy combo. This is one of the most important cards in the deck right here, the Fire Crystal. Because it gives everybody haste. Deadpool and Ishtola. So this deck's pretty expensive. I'm not telling you how much it costs. Because cards individually, it's a good thing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Started to suck recently. I sold out of a lot of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. And that's how I started getting into Commander. My opinion, Yu-Gi-Oh! Get better pricing. Fix your time rules again, even though you just fucked them up. And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Made me a bunch of money. Bunch of money from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now I got Commander decks on decks on decks on decks. This is what happens when you can monetize your hobby. I'm just saying, at any point, if I needed money, I could sell one of these decks off. Make money off of it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.